No, vieni qua. No, adesso sono...
Allora, caricami la presentazione.
Ho messo, è già partito, c'ho già qua.
Cominci che sto partecipando.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Morning, yes.
Yeah, hi. So we had a lot of troubles today with the laptop's connection. And we had with the connection. Now we are using my PC. You see in Moodle the forum section, because now probably now you saw the link on the main page, but you should have on the right the forum, and where I publish the links. Okay, so yeah, just wait a few minutes and then we start, okay?
Quay một mình vậy, người ta nhìn được hình chị không nhìn được hình. Cháu đi không người đang cười chị đấy.
What's going on? Please make me mute your mic.
Mình nó bị mồm cười.
Fatto bene. So vedi solo le slide, ok? Giusto? Da me cosa vedi? No, devi venire adesso sta da me vicino. No, lasciaci. Can you see the slides?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's start. So let me pass on Christina, and so she will present to you how to use the crowdsourcing platform and other project management tools useful for the project. Okay, so Christina, she's a PhD in information technology and management. So as I told you, she's studying the using of digital tools into the healthcare sector. So please,
Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you, Dr. Maya, for the presentation. So today we are going to talk about the digital tools and some reflections about the creation of the team. So first of all, I would like to some of the activities that I continue to follow, and it became my career path and aligned with my passions and my interest in doing research. So if you are willing to turn your life around, and if you are searching some programs, some ideas, or the career path that you will be satisfied of, I believe that you are in the right place. because you are going to experience a virtual work. So probably you did some experiences in this field, but not such a direct one and not involved in such a digital and international environment, because you are going to collaborate with organizations, so Italian organizations, but at the same time you are going to work within the virtual team, which is composed of yourself, so physically from here, but as you will see later, you are going to you are going to select another team for your another member for your team in order to collaborate with an IT expert that you never met. So here you have to find the balance between the competencies, your preferences, your ideas, your beliefs, your aims also, because you will see that you have the possibility to experience yourself in different fields and in different roles, working roles, and to develop a real solution for a real challenge launched by a company. So today we're going to talk about the three special digital tools for your group project, because the key actors, the key of this project actually is you, is your passion, is your curiosity, and is your willingness to experiment yourself in different fields, and also to learn some experiences from the others, which will be your next member of the team. So today we're going to talk about two online platforms, which are called Freelancer.com, Trello, and Slack, which is a mobile application. So, but as I said before, going deeper in the digital tools that you will use for this project, first of all, one of the key aspects is to create your team. So, which is really a challenge and also an added value for this experience, because what is required by all of the members of your team is to be proactive, is to be willing to learn the challenges and the experiences that are shared by interacting with the different environments, with different cultures, with different tools. And also this is asking you a higher engagement, because you will see that working in a digital environment requires a lot of experience and requires a lot of trust, and also requires a way to find how can you balance the risks and the challenges, but at the same way also to find which is the value added that you can bring to this experience. So because you will see that you will face tough times, in the sense that collaboration is amazing and is helpful, but when you will see that there are different time zones, there are different cultural aspects, there are different language barriers, that's when you will face tough times, and especially when you are going to see that the deadline is closer and closer. So the collaboration is important, but also your engagement. So you are asked here to bring the value added for this project, because this is a way, it's not, of course, it's not the single way, but this is a way to discover your personal weaknesses and strengths. And also this is a way for you to experience what you might be willing to do in your future after the master's degree, or for your dissertation, or for your master's staff career, for instance. And then you can develop the dissertation of this project. So there are different field opportunities, but at the same time, it's up to you to be engaged in and to bring the added value. So let's say, for instance, that you are going to have team members from 3, 5, or 6, as I saw from your team.
How did they see the new slides if they are back on?
Guys, bring to the slides and presenting on. Guys, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
And do you see my presentation?
Yes. Could you please do the web page presentation?
Are you still on the first one or on the 5th page?
5th page.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's continue. And anytime when you questions related to that topic, please just stop me and share with us your viewpoint. So continuing with your physical team, you're going to be like 3, 4, 5, or 6 members of the team, as I saw from your groups. And one of the things I really invite you is to define which is your role in this team, because in order to bring a value added to it and to experiment yourself in this position, is really required to make a definition of what will be your tasks. So which is the role that you are going to do in this team project. So here are the ideas like thinking processes, concept development and communication or others. But one of the points that I would like to highlight is not that the person in charge of the concept development is the person who will just develop the concept, because that person will be the one in charge to take notes, to share the documents, to collect all of the ideas and to organize them in order to share with it with the other members. But at the same time, all of you actually are engaged in this process. Also because one person is in charge in the sense that the person is the leader in that task development, but however, the other tasks are interrelated, as you will see. So if you are not part of it and you are not engaged in this process, you will not be able to deliver the desired and the expected outcomes of this process. So the same way, for instance, an example of the last year, the group was composed of 6 people, and they differentiated their roles exactly in this way. So they created a group project, a group to develop all of the projects for all of the courses in international management. So every information, every experience they gain, every added value and the role they played during this master's degree, actually they gathered everything within this group, and at the end they created a startup. So their project continued also during the summer and also for the PhD master's degree. So this is one of the possibilities. But please define your role. Define what are you going to do in this project, and based on your preferences. So here you have occasion to experience yourself based on your passions and or on your curiosity or some of the aims or some of the dreams that you are having in mind, and you would like to experiment in this virtual environment. In fact, the next step is your virtual team, which will be composed also of the international partner, who will be the person in charge of developing technically the application. So the app developer in your case, the same way as you will define the tasks that you are going to accomplish, all of the members, of course, and you are highly invited to present this during the presentation. So you have to present what are the tasks, why you decided to share the job in this way, and which are the tasks that you assign to the international partner, so the app developer. Somehow you will see also you will face several challenges with dealing with the app developer, also because you will see some of the challenges related to the language barrier and time zone, but also related to the economic limits. So here you have to find a trade-off. Which are the core elements of your application that you have to develop in order to provide this solution, so the real application as a working one, based on the economic amount that you have, so it is a constraint. So at the same, and that way you will see that the international partner will tell you, okay, I'm willing and I'm engaged in delivering these outcomes, but I cannot also insert others because they require more jobs, so and it is more costly. So as you probably already started a little bit to talk about the challenge launched by the company, which is, I don't know if you noticed, but it is a multinational company in Veneto. So this is another great chance to experience yourself in an international environment, but also in an international company close to your houses. So here you are invited to develop an idea based on the requirements and the necessities of the company in order to customize the final outcome. So in this case, you have a challenge, which is to develop an application. You will have an economic fund, which is at the same time also limiting your capabilities, because your ideas will be very rich, and you will see that the more you will work on it, fly down and say, okay, based on this economic amount, we can deliver this application. So after the idea development, which is challenging and also interesting, because you will see how it is evolving and why it is evolving in that way. In fact, one of the activities that you are invited to do is to take notes for all of the processes you are going to follow, with the sketches, with the designs, with the colors, with the ideas, the brainstorming, the selection process, the bidding process, and so on, in order to share it during the last presentation, which will be part of your final grade. The bidding process is the second challenge that you are launched, which refers to not only to create the idea, because the next step is to share your idea with the person who is in charge to develop it from the technical point of view. Because the key aspect of this experience is that you are in the management field. So you have the idea, in this case, you have the contact with the organization, you have the, let's say, a fund. However, even if it's limited, however, it's a fund and it is helpful for this activity, but you are lacking something. So here in this case, you have different opportunities, of course. So or you are going to enroll into a master's or a bachelor degree related to developing applications, platforms, and so on, which is fine, but it requires time especially, but effort and economic resources. But the key aspect is the time, because you have to deliver this application within 1.5 months. So here you have another opportunity is to give this idea, this project, to someone else to develop it. But from this side, you will not have that freedom and also that engagement in delivering a solution that you are asked to do, and you also will not gain that advantage when you develop this project and when you are the leader of this project. So the bidding process and the outsourcing activities are valuable exactly for this one, because if you are working on a starting project, or you are working on, or you are willing to test an idea, you are willing to experience, or in this case, to see if an ideal project can work, but at the same time, you don't want to hire a technician for this for a lot of time, or because of the economic limits and so on. So the outsourcing the activity is aimed to close and to satisfy exactly this gap, so this need. So the bidding process, you will see that is very important, because after the idea development and also after creating the teams, you need to have a trust and also profuse relationship with the last member of your team, which will be the app developer. So if, of course, you will not calibrate your ideas, your path, and your knowledge based on that platform, and also on the responses that you will receive by other app developers, so you will face very hard times in order to deliver the final outcome, which is the app development. So to show that an application that you are asked to is working, to show the plan that you developed it, how you developed it, and show that actually, but the key point is that it is working. So it is a struggle until the last week, you will see. So some of the ideas for your solutions, because this is your project, this is your idea, this is your effort. So at the same time, these are your solutions. So you will start with the research process in order to collect all of the ideas, to collect all of your preferences, to find a balance between your ideas, your knowledge, your expertise gathered until now. And please, one of the fears that I remember during that year was that we were not enough knowledgeable about this movement. We did not know all of the information related to developing this platform or to satisfy the necessities of this company. So really, believe in yourself, believe in your opportunities, because having only the technical competence is not enough in order to deliver a valuable solution. So you are expert, even if you might doubt about it, but you're expert in collecting, in managing the ideas, in managing the projects. So, and now you have the opportunity also to challenge your expertise and to enrich it. So don't be afraid of not having enough ideas, or you're afraid just not to succeed in this, because this is part of the project where you challenge yourself, where you experience yourself with different limits, and to overcome them. Okay, so then you will go to the bidding processes, the branding, so to tell the story of your identity, and or related to the how you published, how you expressed your idea.
On the same slides.
I would like just to have a confirmation if you are following me on the page 8 of the presentation.
No.
We are in the 5.
Oh, you're still on the 5.
Yeah.
1 second, sorry.
But
Okay.
please zoom in because we cannot see properly. If you can put it full screen, it would be great.
1 second.
Thanks.
Can you see it now? I see the lights. Yes, no.
It's too small. I can't read what's in the slide.
Now?
No.
No, the same.
So the connection today is really, really, really bad.
Better.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see the slides?
No.
No.
Giovanni, we are seeing you too.
No, we
Our faces.
Okay, not the slides.
Oh. What about now?
Yes.
Perfect.
You're,
Yes.
is it okay?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, please try to refresh the page.
Yes.
So we are now at the page number 8. Do you see it?
Yes. Your solutions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. As we said before, with the online, the internet connection. So just to restart, I was talking about the research process in order to define the idea based on your preferences, based on your expertise, based on your beliefs, and also on the resources, the availability of the resources. So the bidding process in order to illustrate the evolution that you will face during this project. And the branding, because the branding in the sense that you are going to elaborate not only the idea but also your identity, because here you are experiencing a job opportunity, a job position. So you are going to create your team is the representation of a company or of a startup or of a project, as you prefer, in order to share your idea and your experience and to attract the best app developer possible for this project. So here it's up to you, you know, that you can decide or to present exactly your identity, that you are a group project for a master's course in order to make practice in this field and to provide a solution, which is you might, so from one side here you might have the feedback from the app developers based on your process, so you might find a higher collaboration and suggestion from them because they are willing to help the new generations, which is represented by you. But at the same time, this might be a constraint because they might say, okay, I'm not willing to engage in this process because it requires a lot of time and I will receive few resources. So it's up to you. The other option is to create a brand of a company or of a startup or of an association who is working on this idea or is developing some projects for delivering these solutions. Where here, in this way, you have also to calibrate your identity in the sense that if you are saying that you are a company, then you have to maintain this role the entire process. And you will have the app developer who is going to work with you. So is not teaching, is not helping you, but who is working with you because you are perceived as an employer. The other part refers to the graphic design, when you will present the idea, when you will have the ideas, a very detailed idea. So when I'm talking about an idea, is not a very valuable, an idea, very not defined, just an idea. No, an idea in the sense that which is composed of different pieces, but very clearly defined. Because one of the things that they will ask in order to minimize the cost is they ask you, okay, can you provide me a graphic of what you are waiting, what you are expecting from this job, in the way that I have not to spend the time on this, but I can just already start with it in order to create this application, but based on the designs that you have already provided to me, or of the color, the selection, and so on. The other point, you will see that you are really invited to monitor the entire process, which is a key factor of a successful project, of a successful application. Because you will see that sometimes, especially when they will see that the economic incomes are less than they were expected, or the effort they are asked to do is higher than the income that they will receive. So you have to monitor how they are working on it. So if they are delivering the tasks that you defined from the beginning according to the deadlines that you fixed all together, or if there are some problems, or if there are some challenges, and maybe that person, the app developer, stopped just because he didn't know how to proceed further, but he was afraid of losing the job, or for other reasons, so the project might stop. So here again, the monitor is for you, of course, but also for him, in order to proceed the development of this project. And the last part refers to the best practices, because in this process you are going to understand which are the best practices that which are the stones of this project that made it successful. So one of the things that we would like that you will share this experience, and also to say which are the limits that you faced and how, according to the experience that you are going to acquire, and how would you improve this project. And based on it, according to this, which are the future steps? Are you willing to engage in this process further, or you are not? Or do you think that this is successful in in which sense this application is successful and how it can be developed further in the future. So going to the page 9, do you see the project timeline?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so here you have a tentative project timeline because the time is precious and the resources as well. And here another challenge is that the reason that I'm suggesting you to define which are the tasks that you have to develop and the deadline in order to be able to calibrate the efforts not only for this course and not only for the working activity but also for the other courses, because you will see when you will start to work, or probably you have already started, you have to find a balance between all of the activities you have to do and also to have the time for yourself, for your activities. So a project timeline is very valuable, and it's very valuable to define it from the beginning. So the start project you have, you will define the activities, the tasks that every member of the team has to develop. At the same time, you are invited to write down which is the deadline, and based on the deadline of every task of every member, you are going to define the project timeline. And when you will see that, you will start to monitor the activities, and if something is not going as you were expecting to, so here you have also possibility to understand where the project stopped and what can you do to unblock this situation. So here you will find some of the ideas, but you can make this plan so by day or by 3 days or by weeks as is written here. So one of the things I really suggest you, when you are going to be close to the 4th and 5th week, this is the right time in order to start to think how to complete the project, to be at the end of it, and to calibrate, the process that you are going to deliver this application. Some of the functions have to be already workable, and also to see how to make workable other features of the application. So as I said before, do not worry if something is going wrong, because actually the idea of going wrong is not really a thing of going wrong or a failure, because this is part of your definition of your evolution of the project. So if something is not will not be achieved, it means that you have to recalibrate your resources, ideas, preferences, and limits in order to overcome this challenge. And this, you will see, is one of the things that will make you stronger and more confident in your capabilities and in this experience. So one of the other example is the project milestones, in order to see which are the tasks, which are the days. You will see that some of the activities are overlapping. That's okay, that is fine. But you are seeing who is working on which part, because as you saw, there are different activities to be done, and which involves the different tasks, which might be parallel until a certain point, but then they interrelate. So after defining these activities, you are going to select an app developer, which will be a worldwide research, which is very interesting because you are going to experience different English accents, different expertise. You will see some of the fake profiles, and they are funny. You will see some of not very professional behaviors, but you also see people who is very passionate about it, people who is willing to work with you, and people who really makes their career or their second incomes thanks to this opportunity. So based on this reflection, following this reflection about the team and the tasks division, we are going to talk about the three digital platforms, which is the freelancer.com. I don't know if you have already checked this link. If not, I suggest you to start from now, because it requires a little bit of time to understand how it is working, where are the activities on it, which are the activities you can do, even if the idea of the application is not yet entirely developed. So the person who will be in charge of the bidding process is highly encouraged to start to create the profile and so on. The second tool refers to the Trello, which is a management tool in order to help you to organize better and coordinate the team members and to have a perspective of the entire process, not only based on the deadlines that you saw before or on the milestones, but to see how actually is going on now. And the Slack is a mobile application, but it is available also for the computer version in order to share the information among all of the members, and also the challenges and the technical information. This is very important, especially for the technical ones, because the technicalities of the features of each step of the application are interesting, but they are also challenging to remember every time. So when you will not be able to remember something, don't worry, don't think that you are not good enough, just go on Slack and check it. Heard about these platforms, or if you have ever used them?
I heard but didn't use before.
And which of them did you hear about?
Freelancer.com.
Okay.
Slack.
And was it for another course or for other job opportunities or for what?
Just I was trying to be an employee, freelancer employee, but then I canceled it. I postponed it for the future, not now.
Okay, I see.
I use it Slack for political purposes.
Sorry?
Yeah. So, okay, great. I'm happy that you already had experienced somehow, or at least heard about these tools, because they're pretty useful. So, going back to the platform overview related to the freelancer.com, it provides you, as I told before, the technical, professional, and the creative fields. So here you have again, like, if you have the capabilities, the expertise, and the knowledge in a specific field, like, or you have a challenge, and you have several resources, the company, the ideas, the team, and you're lacking one competence, in this case the technical one, so you can find it there. But at the same time, it does not refer just to the technical one, because there are employees who are willing to share their expertise, or they are searching partners in order to coordinate some projects where they have the technical abilities, and they are willing to experience themselves in specific projects, but unfortunately they lack the links, they lack the contacts in doing this, and the resources. So they offer their knowledge, they offer their expertise in exchange to create a project, to create a team who have, for instance, the contacts or the resources or the management expertise. So there you will see that there are, like, on the other side, there are the employers who are those. In this case, it's you, because you have almost all of the ingredients of this recipe, and you're lacking one element, which is the technical one. So you will see that there are several account options, which varies from the free ones that you are going to use to the professional subscriptions, and where any member, employees or employers, can post a project with specific deadlines and the maximum economic amount in order to find a partnership, in order to find a team, in order to find an opportunity, or in order to experience yourself in the master's course, which is your case. So you're going to meet with the skilled, but also sometimes less skilled. So it's up to you and up to your managerial capabilities to select the right ones, the ones that you believe that will cover this gap and fill this gap as best as possible. So you will offer who will offer you the bid with the rate quotes and the time that they are estimating to complete, because when you will post it, you will indicate your idea, the deadline, and the economic amount, but then at the same time you will receive an answer from the others, which can be considered as a revision, because if you will see that the answer of the app developers who have the technicalities, and they are saying, hey, listen, I can develop this application, but it's not possible to develop it within 1 month, but within at least 5 months. So in that case, you are going to rethink about your idea, the development of your idea, because maybe it is too rich or it requires too much time and resources in order to be developed. So it will be a continuous bounce back and forth in order to recalibrate your ideas, your challenge, and the answers of the employees. And there they will be able to find so some of them are searching like as a full-time job, or they are searching just as a secondary incomes, or they are willing to learn something new, and they are willing to experience themselves in that project. So related to the profile creation, I would like to share with you some of the tips and the steps that you are invited to follow, but you are, again, totally free to follow the steps you believe they are more proper, or you believe that they are more right, let's say. You will see. So you are going to insert your email, choose your nickname, and save your password. But please, when you are going to choose your nickname, it will be the one who will last forever, unless you will cancel your profile over there, but then you will not be able to change it. So if you would like to be professional, think about it from the beginning. So the person who will be in charge of the brand
Lag.
Yes?
Lag. Could you please repeat, because there was a moment of lag and
oh, sure. Sorry again for the internet connection. So you're going to create a nickname and select the password. You are going to create one profile per group. So it's not that profile will be created for each member of the group, but one profile for the entire group, because you are working as a organization, as a startup, as a group. So you are going to have one profile, and when you will create it, you will be asked to create a nickname. So for the fact that you are going to experience a professional role, so make some reflections related which is the nickname that better represents you and is more professional and more attractive for your future employees. Because after
Lag. Ok, è proprio andata down. Bene. Beh, la lezione è finita, andate in pace.
Guys, if the platform accept only 10 people, I mean, the professor will not be able to reconnect to the, I don't know, here.
I think so, because if you didn't do if you didn't do the premium version, it just accept 10 people.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool.
Yeah, but now we're 9.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, but by the way, this is a problem because we should be like 20 people. So
Yeah. Most of our group mates also cannot.
No,
Yeah.
but they're looking at it on YouTube.
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, perfect. Here we are.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear? Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we are.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear? Can you see?
Giovanni, please turn off your microphone.
Here we are. Yes.
Vabbè,
Can you see?
Giovanni, please turn off your microphone.
Here we are. Yes.
Okay.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Do you hear me now? And do you see the presentation?
Yes and yes.
I apologize again for these technical problems. I'm really sorry. You will, however, have this presentation. And in any case, if you have any question or any need, you just can contact me and I will for sure reply to you. So to recap back with the profile creation, did you hear about the nickname and the selection of a professional nickname?
Yeah, we heard that part.
Okay. So if we are going to go further, you can see also the freelancer desktop app availability, where you can check like the hours that you're going to work on, your ideas. So it is all again a way to track your experience and also to take some pictures of it and share at the end during the last presentation. So here is an overview of this platform, where you will see that you will see the sections. So here there are the 3 sections that you are going to see when you will log in. So you are going to have your projects and contacts, which at the beginning will be empty for sure, because there is nothing published on it. But as you will start to build the first version of your idea, and then the second, and the application of the third, and so on, so you're going to see that will be more and more populated, this part. And one of the things I would like to suggest here and to highlight is that you have to select the free member, because otherwise you will be asked in the future to pay the fee for the paid one, the paid version. So pay attention to this aspect. The other tab will be the current professional nickname.
Yeah, we heard this time.
So related to the current work, you will see which is the state, the art of the state of your current idea bid, and the bid publishing. And then you will see the awarded projects, which is the part that you're going to see a kind of light at the end of the tunnel, as you will see. So you're going to select which is the developer that you think is more valuable and more competent, and also requires less, like that you feel more comfortable with to work. So here, one of the reflections I would like to tell you, if you are process, sometimes it can happen, and which is again another opportunity. So don't worry if this is happening. So it might happen that the app developer you selected and you believed it in actually is not the right one. So in that case, you might feel a little bit or a lot of frustration, but that's fine, because you are going to restart the process again, but not all of the process, but you will take just the peaks of the iceberg of each phase, because you already accomplished it, and you will create another project. So it will be like a double experience in this field, in this sense. And you will start to work with that developer. So here is an image taken from freelancer.com, which you will see how is looking a project overview, where you will see like the monthly limit, the tracked hours, the messages that you are going to share, you are going to exchange with your app developer. And one of the things I believe that you should do is to message at the beginning on this platform, and to do all of the transactions at the beginning, especially on this platform, because this is a way to protect yourself and also to testify in case of some needs or some problems that you might ask help to the managers of the freelancer.com. So, and also when you will share the invoices, or you will ask the invoices, and so on. So this is a way. At the beginning, it might seem something constraining you, but once you will start to learn how to use it, and you will appreciate the benefits from it, you will feel also protected. Because if you have a positive relationship with your app developer and everything is going fine, so the work you engaged in will be maintained, and the same will be valued for your app developer, that's fine. But it might happen that the app developer might not maintain all of the words or all of the engagement promised at the beginning. And so you have a way to manage this solution, because this platform also works a lot, but probably you know about this also in other fields, based on the references, based on the reviews that professional, that expert in that field is receiving, because he will work in the future based on the reviewers that you are going to publish. So it's in the interest of everybody, but however, you need to have some protection, because this is a virtual environment, so you don't know where to go in order to talk to this person. But once you established a relationship, a positive relationship, and a friendship, maybe like a professional friendship with your app developer, you might start like to exchange the information based on Skype or on your emails and so on. So when you're going to post your idea, so you're going to write a simple, short, and exhaustive project description, which is your application. So the first the tendency is that you are going to write down a project that might require like thousands of euros, not some hundreds. And also that requires a lot of time because you are very rich in ideas. You are willing to discover the Everest, so to scale the Everest, and then you say, okay, we have to find a compromise. So let's write something simple, short, and exhaustive in order that, because you have the idea, but you need to make a contact with the technical aspects. So you have to limit sometimes and to redirect your idea based on the technical possibilities and also the constraints that you have. And so with the time, but this is also an exercise to understand at the beginning, this is the very rich idea. Then you, in the second step, based on the revisions and on the feedbacks of your app developer, not only just one, but more than one. And then you will somehow start to understand which are the core variables of your app application. And this is very interesting to see because how it started with the mass of ideas, with the mass of the preferences and so on. And then you have to understand that you have to make a step back in order to be able to make the step farther. So another thing is to log in every day to this platform. So the person who will be in charge with the bidding process is engaged in this sense because that person has to check every time. Of course, every member can check it, but the person who is in charge to collect all of the information based on the bidding process is that one. And so it's that one who is in charge to log in every day and reply to all the comments and to find as soon as possible the app developer. So one of the things that you will experience and also you will understand is that you have to find a fit between the titles, like there is a way of saying good writers are good. If you're writing down a clear and exhaustive and also a short description of your application, you are identifying a title which might change in the future because that's fine, that's part of the process. But also you have to find a fit based on the feedbacks that you are encouraged to incorporate in your ideas. So you have to find a fit among multiple activities and multiple tasks. So the title, the description, and also the feedbacks of your future app developers. And of course, take notes, pictures of each of these steps, because the anecdotes or the funny experiences, but also some of them the very tough ones and how you overcame them, are the components, are the elements that enrich more and more your experience, but also your presentation and also your memories in the future. So regarding the recruitment process of the app developer selection, I would like to share with you some of the key aspects, which refers to the selection one, where when you will select the one from those who made an offer to you, and you will see that you will receive the offers to their answers, because this is an answer to your bid, a lot of them, and you have at the beginning you might be lucky and you say, okay, that's fine. After 5 app developers who wrote to you, you identified already the one, which is fine. Lucky you can go further with the project and enrich it further and further. But also it might happen that you have to rethink about your idea. So you have, based on the technical feedbacks of these professionals. After and one of the ways to select him is not just based on his answers, but also on his profiles and also on the revisions of the people who worked with this person. So even if you might know all of the words, of the technical words of that, but then you can check based on the experiences that other employers had with them, and also based on the experiences, based on the review and based on their competencies on their profile. Because sometimes they might write down that they are experts in developing an app application for the Windows, but actually they developed, of course, they have the competencies, but they focused on the applications on on Macintosh and so on. So which is fine, but however, maybe it's not something that you are searching for and you're more specific. So the other part refers to the decisions making, where you are going to create an Excel file in order to collect all of the candidates. So you are writing down like which is the name, the surname of the project, the competencies, their expertise, the reviewers, and which are the reasons that made you insert him in this list. So the final choice will be made based on this Excel file, but also based on some of your feelings, some of the interactions with these developers. And at the end, of course, you are invited to talk to your mentor, because the last is not the last word. But however, there are some of the characteristics that he will see in that Excel file that you might not see, and so some of the suggestions are very valuable. In order, maybe they might suggest you to select another app developer because he has specific core competencies, technical core competencies, even if they do not have such a big reviews based on previous experiences. But the value of the app developer and to start your project in a more interactive way. So the milestone payment. So once you identified the app developer, so you are going to start to create, like, to confirm your engagement in this process and your choice of that app developer. And one of the ways is to pay him or her or them. And it is made through the platform. And again, I suggest you to complete the payment of the platform, because this is a way to testify, and in case you can have the help of the managers of the platform. So you're going to use the milestone payment system, which is a special feature and a special way, like, to protect, to control, to monitor, and also to award those who work properly. So here you are going.
Again. Tokoyoni.
By the way, guys, do you know who's a mentor?
No. By the way, someone has any free spot for the for the group, for the teamwork?
I don't know. I don't know the limit of the groups. We are 6 people.
Okay, because also the first group that has 7 people was thinking.
Okay. I mean, if it's possible to be 7, you're welcome to our group. I mean.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna ask it to the professor. Let's see.
Okay.
Hi guys, I again apologize for this internet connection. I'm really sorry, and I don't know, any help you will need, of course, I will be here for you, like, to overcome this moment. However, I would like to ask you if you hear me something, or if you have any questions related to the topics we covered until now.
No.
No. And did you hear about milestone payment before, or is it clear enough how the milestone payment is working?
No, I didn't hear, but probably I will check it. If I don't understand, I can ask you later, I think, maybe.
Okay. Well, just to retell you, like, to explain it, to have an idea, so a milestone is like a pocket that you are going to create on your profile, which is composed of different, like, percentages. So if you have like 100 or 50 or 150 euros, you are able to decide to share, like, to give this amount of money, not all immediately, but to share it, like, based on the percentages, based on the rates. With the app developer, with the milestone payment, so you're going to share to give to him like 10% of your entire amount as a confirmation. Once the other tasks have been accomplished and you're satisfied with them, also your app developer might ask another milestone payment, which might be either like 20 or 30 euros. And so this is a way, like, to monitor both of you. From one side, you that are continuing, because you don't know him, they don't know or her or them, and the same is for you. So you are in a blinded situation, and this is a way to overcome this limit and to construct the trust relationship among you. And so then when the project it's in the middle, you will deliver the 50% of your total amount, and then the 60, the other 20, and then the last. And when the project is almost done, you will send to the app developer the last 10% of the entire amount. Is it now more clear, or would you like to give you some other examples?
Yes, it is. And we don't pay beforehand, yes? After we see some, I mean, for example, if you make the code after a process, well, 10% of the process, then we pay 10% of the money, yes? Like this, or?
Yeah, exactly like this.
Okay.
Because this is a way, like, to protect you and him, because you are seeing that the project is developing and is going further, and at the same time that your app developer is sure that you are going to pay. So do you have other reflections or curiosities based on this, or other things? Guys, do you hear me?
Yeah, no.
Okay, great. So can I go further?
Yeah,
okay. Okay, great. Sorry that I am asking to you. It's just to have a confirmation that we are, like, in the same wave, and we are going to continue with the milestone payment. So again, here, like, once you will create the milestone, which again is composed of your, like, the amount of money, as we said before, it will remain pending, because the money will be over there, but it will be delivered to the app developer only when you will decide it. And then you will also receive a confirmation of the app developer that the money have been received. Because the other option is that you are sending the milestone, but the app developer is not receiving. Is not willing to receive it because maybe he changed his mind or something occurred, and you have to find another app developer. So again, you are able to control this process. So as I said before, this is a recommended way of paying because it is very risky to pay outside it because you don't have any proof. Then it offers also the protection if something goes wrong, in the sense that you may pay your app developer, but he may have some pretensions to you because he or she or them might say that they did not receive the money, and so so one of the things that you might use in your favor to overcome the limits of your economic limits is to assure to the freelancers that you are going to publish a very good feedback, because based on that feedback and the reviewer that you are going to share, they will be selected for future jobs. So they are really interested in receiving the good feedback. Probably you saw already this system it works the same way in TripAdvisor or other platforms where tourists are selecting some rooms or some cultural experiences based on the reviewers of the others. So based on the experiences that others have already had previously. And then employers will be able to entice more freelancers to the bid, because as you will give feedback based on their work, they will do the same. So if you are not going to pay, they will publish based on your profile. And this is very challenging, and this is a big problem because you might face problems in the future if you are willing to work further, especially if you are a company or a startup who is willing to continue to have a long working relationship with this platform. So some of the steps to create the milestone payment. So you are going to hit on My Projects, to select the project title, to go to its main page, and then to create the milestone, if it is the first one, if it is the second or third and so on one, or create a new milestone, which will be the first one. So enter your amount of the payment and the tasks to be done for. So when you will be deciding the amount of that milestone, you are also invited to write down which are the tasks of that for which you are paying for which you are creating this milestone. And then you will confirm the payment with your verified payment source, which might be a debit card or a prepaid card with sufficient funds, of course. So now we're going to talk about the Trello.com, which is the platform that, as I told you before, to manage your the organizations among of this project. So some of the features of it is an online platform which is available on desktop and the mobile version, and this is a project management tool where you can manage, share, monitor everything in a smart way, in the sense that not that you the other ways that you are using maybe are not good enough. It's just a way that it is agile. In fact, this is an agile tool where you have the opportunity to have a virtual board who is presenting your project immediately. So with one site you can see which is the state of the art of your project. So you can see, because it is composed, so you have a virtual board where you can see all of the activities that have to be done in this project. But how it is like a table that you need to organize the activities, how to be done, and which is the situation. Especially at the beginning, the advantage of this project is that it is divided in different lists. And so you will have the to-do list, which are the tasks that you decided to develop, and that they are not yet done. Then the doing list, so are the things that are going on it. And so you are active on it, and then of course the done list, which is the completed process. So the advantage of this platform is exactly this. Once you accomplish them or you started with the tasks, you can move it from one list to the other one. So this is also a way that satisfies you, because when you are moving a task from one list to another one, you say, okay, I am a winner, I made it. And then this is also a way that everybody is able to see with the one side, which is the process of this project. And then you will have the cards, which are the subtasks. So each task is composed of different subtasks based on your work. So an example of the platform, if you have never heard so about it before. So here is the virtual board, as I said before. And just before going on, I would like to have a confirmation that you are hearing me and you are seeing the slides.
Yes.
Okay, great. So if we are going further, just to say which are the cards, which are the lists, and so on. So here, this is a list which can be divided in 3 parts. So here can be the to-do list with all of the activities. Here's the doing list, so with the activities that are in the process of doing it. And here are the completed one, which is the way like to differentiate others, delete or change the number, the names, and so on. Then the cards are the cards over here, where here you will have like the task idea development. But in what does this mean? How this idea development is composed of. And so here you will write down which are the activities. So once you will start to engage with this with this process, with these tasks, and from the list of to do, you will be able to move it in the list doing, and then when it will be accomplished in the list done. So this is like a way to monitor you yourself and also to share all of this information with everybody in case you are very busy with other courses or you're not willing to repeat 6 or 7 times the same things, and with just the site and the check on these platforms, you are able to go further. One of the things I would like to pay attention to is to the language selection. So this is an image taken from the from Trello.com. But so here you can see that some of the parts are in Italian and some of them are in English. So this platform is available in 21 or 30 languages. The only thing is that pay attention when you're going to select the language at the creation, when you will create your profile in this platform, because once you will select it, it will remain that one, and everything will be written or confirmed in English. So if you're going, especially for those groups that are composed of international members, and if they do not know Italian, so you are encouraged to select the English language from the beginning in order to be transparent enough and fair enough with everybody in order to accomplish this process as best as possible. So these are some of the steps how to create a new project. So you are going to start with the create a new board, as I said before, and the board is, I apologize, and which is this part, the board is here. So in this case, you are going to write down the name of your application or of your team, or as you prefer, and then you are going to create the ones. Then you're able to manage the lists and the cards, as I said before. And then another feature is to add or hide some of the projects. So here, as you can see, it is a public, in this case, board, but you also can decide to create the private one, which might be the one that you are going to use to develop your activities, or you can create one board for the entire team, which is shared, and here is public, and you're going to add all of the members of your team. And then you can also create another board, which is your personal, and then you can import some of the information that you are willing to share with the other members in order to be transparent and to update the project, the activities that you are working on. So for the other fact, how is it working with the cards? So there you can it is a collector, let's say, of the material, the ideas, the information, and the processes. So you're able to use the attachment to incorporate all of the materials you're working with, such as the Excel file or the notes or the Word or the PowerPoint or the pictures and so on. You will receive the notifications every time because you are able to write down the deadline of each task and each card and so on. So every time when you will be close to it, or some of the activities of your members are close to the deadline, or they are accomplished, or they are moved, you will receive the notification. But however, which is fine from one side, but from the other side, you might receive a lot of emails and spams and so on. But you also can decide like to select to receive these notifications like once per day, per week, and so on. And the other fact is that you can create the templates. So once you create and you are fine with some features of your cards or your job, instead of writing down and creating every time the lists, the cards and the deadlines especially, and the notes, so you can also just save it as a template and then recall it and use it and then update it, instead of creating everything from the beginning till then. So based on the Trello.com, do you have any question or curiosity or some doubts?
Not for now.
Okay, great. So you're pretty skilled in this field, huh? I expect some very good applications then.
We will see.
It changed totally my career. So going to the mobile application, which is Slack, this is another tool that you can use in order to coordinate the members, the communication among you. So here are some of the features, like it creates an alignment and shared and understanding across the team. So here again is a way to increase the transparency, because sometimes collaborating is very nice, it is very powerful and empowering, but it is also tough, and sometimes you have to manage some tensions and so on, but the work has to go farther. So this is a tool that helps you to increase the transparency and to align the activities that you are doing, the ones that are doing by others, and activities that are overlapping. And sometimes you might feel that you are losing the point of the situation, or you are not understanding properly in which phase you are and in which phase are the others. So this is a way like to share better the information, and also to understand which is your point and which are the activities, the characteristics that you are working on, and maybe you might ask some information for the others, or some technical words you can use, and you don't remember, but you might remember just some of the words or some of the letters, and you can find it, because in fact it facilitates the communication, and you are able to find the answers with the search possibility in the entire conversation. And also it streamlines your workflow. You might also add the apps to Slack in order to coordinate the work, like the bots and so on. So some of the features of these applications are the teams. So here you can see some of the groups that have been created in this example of taken from their site, Slack.com, where you can create the teams. So based on the tasks you decided to do, and one task might require the participation of 2 members, 3 members, or 1 member, or 4 members, and so on. And so instead of losing some time and some resources and some nerves, of course, and increase the transparency and also the positive collaboration with your members. This is a nice way, because you're going to create the channels, which in this case refers like to the name of the activities or of the tasks that have to be done, like in this case annual meeting, or in your case bidding process, or in communication, or the idea development, and so on. And once you clicked here, you know that every conversation done among that member, the participants over there, can be followed by everybody, and for curiosity or for being updated, it's up to you. You can find that that information. Then you can send, of course, messages that can be viewed by everybody, but also just to some members that you would like to talk. So then there is the possibility to search if you don't remember something and you are not willing to see all of the information, all of the discussion over there. You are just willing to see just that part. You are able to do it, and then you will of course see the notifications based on the activities done. Especially like here, the notifications, for instance, refers to this number or this number. Here are like the comments, the things, the activities that have been added over there, and you did not open it. For instance, here you can see that it is not here. The help customer support is like in bold, which means that you did not read that conversation yet. Instead, the help request is not in a bold version, which means that you have already read that information and you are fine, you are updated. So these are the main components where you can use. So where you can share better, share the information, be more transparent, and rely on the information maybe, and not on disturbing sometimes, because it might happen the other members who might be engaged in something else, or you're not willing like to repeat, as I said before, like 6, 7, and so on times the same information, which can be retrieved thanks to this mobile application. And do you have any question related to this?
No.
Okay, then I am very thankful for your attention, and especially for your patience for the technical and the internet connection, and I hope you find it a useful presentation. In case there's something you want to hear enough, or you just need some more information, just let me know.
Sorry, I have some questions about first about the freelancer.com. We will register our group as a employer, or just we will post a project?
As an employer.
As an employer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the other question is about the mentor. As a mentor, is our professor or someone else we have?
Okay, let me answer this question. So there is me, of course, and also Elisa, and the company is engaged and committed on this project. And on the company side, there are some technical persons, so you can ask for technical requirements or questions. You can yes, you can make question to them. So yeah, depends on the needs, but basically you have you have 3-4 persons helping into this project.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So sorry again for the platform. So now I was discussing with Elisa, we will change the tool because we had a lot of of issues with the technology today. We are at the university. The Wi-Fi is really bad, and also we will check for another platform, because Skype is not for big teams, participants, and also I'm saying that many of you are not familiar with YouTube streaming and Hangout, because for 10, of course, you can participate, and you had a link for the direct participation into this meeting. Then you have another link, the short one, for the streaming. But we lost many students, so that means that probably you are not really aware about YouTube. So we will find another easy platform and connection, so where everybody can get on board and be part of the streaming of the lecture, online lecture. Anyway, I will send you an email and post into Moodle. So last question. So do you have a bar on the right on Moodle where you can see all my posts into the forum? So do you have the forum within Moodle?
Okay.
Because I'm posting into Moodle, so I suppose that you can see my posts, my news.
So we have on the left the next events and the calendar, and then online user, and that's it. But there's not a place where.
Yeah, usually it's up to the calendar. So you have the forum and then calendar.
Yeah. But for example, if I want to do a post, but I can only do on the week 1 section, where there's white online class and and there I can do a post. For example, there's the option for doing adding a topic of this discussion.
Okay, so you are saying that you have not the forum on the right bar on the menu.
No, there are only events and online.
Okay, that's why you.
Yeah, that's why I sent you the email.
Okay, now.
2 days ago.
Okay, I will ask to Elisa about that, and then to the.
So I'm here. Hi to everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Hi.
So if I create a forum, you can comment on it. If I don't, you can't. So I will create a forum at the end of each week, so you can post whatever you want. Okay?
Perfect.
Okay.
Questions and everything, but
Elisa, it should be a feature of Moodle, because I have in my page, and I'm also posting all the information about the course. So I'm understanding that they are not seeing my posts in Moodle.
Probably they see them on the calendar.
Calendar?
If you go to the calendar, you see the new event, like, for example, Stevanato visit.
No, there are other posts into the forum, Elisa. So
okay.
there are 2 different features. So you have the calendar, and then you have the forum. So and I'm posting on the forum.
Okay, so I will check and let you know.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you guys. Let's keep in touch, and I'll send you next instructions for the next week. Okay.
Thank you.
You have my email. You have my email if you want to ask me something about Stevanato visit and everything else. Please contact me. Okay.
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 Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
By the way, I suggest you to, for the next time, to use Zoom. It's a free platform, and you
Yeah, I know
the
that. Yeah.
lesson. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Thanks for the proactivity.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye-bye.
Bye.